Welcome back. I'm Brenda Trott, the Make Money in Your Sleep Girl, and this is part of my lovely experiment of cooking while talking about marketing. You can see my previous episode about whether or not I had too much wine in deciding if this would be a good idea. So moving onward, last time we talked about, actually, I've done another one, but I don't know if you've ever had the situation where you delete your videos, but I actually deleted my channel is now 30 videos lighter because of one button that I accidentally pushed, and I thought I was just cleaning something up, and I ended up doing something really bad and deleting 30 of them. So moving on from here, we are talking about batching, because the recipe that I'm doing today is called potatoes au gratin, and it's something that I like to do a little bit of prep work, because when a man comes home, we don't always know what time that's going to be. So what I can do the prep work for this, have it ready, and then we just finish it up when he has come home and decided that he's hungry. And then it takes about 10 minutes to do, along with some steaks. So right now I am using a Pampered Chef knife to easily slice these into little rounds. I'm saying these, I'm talking about the potatoes that you can't see right now. And we slice them into about 1/4 inch rounds. And the reason that I titled this video Potato au gratin and Marketing Batching, or Content Batching, is because this is something that you can do in your content as well. You're not always going to have the time to post something every single day, especially if you are a business owner who has your own, you wear all the hats. So you're doing your marketing and everything else. Well, what happens when you want to go on vacation? Does everything just stop, or can you continue to post? And the obvious answer is, with a little bit of extra work, you can go ahead and batch your content. And actually, it doesn't have to be that much work, because once you get into the flow of things, you can go ahead and set things up and design them to go out on a regular basis. So right now I'm using, I love this pan. This pan goes on the stovetop. It also goes inside the oven. And today I'm going to be using the broiler to cook the steaks. So that means that this pan can go right inside the oven when I'm finishing up the potatoes. And I'm using some extra virgin olive oil. And we're also going to add a bunch of salt to the potatoes. He loves it when I use garlic salt. So we're going to use some garlic salt. And I'm actually going to season them before I put them in the pan. This actually softens them a little bit before they get there. So when we're talking about content marketing and we're talking about batching, there's several different ways to do it. I like to tell my clients not only to batch your content, but to syndicate it. And some people say that you should start with one and then get a one channel like Facebook or YouTube. And then once you get familiar with that, then you can branch off into others. And unless you're a full-time marketer, that's not really going to work for most of my clients, because you guys need something that you're going to do and you're going to do every day. So you can actually concentrate on one area. If you like to spend more time on Facebook, spend more time on Facebook. I like to say spend more time where your clients are. And it wasn't until recently that I discovered more of my clients were on YouTube than were on Facebook. So here I am. And when you're doing your marketing, you can make your content all available and make your primary reach from that one channel, like I want to do with YouTube here. And then you can do something called syndicating, and you can use a whole nother platform. Something as simple automation, something simple like OnlyWire, where you push a button and it goes to several different places. It's not that difficult. Some of the things are difficult or need a little bit more work. For example, if you wanted to use TikTok, the video size has to be much smaller. You already know that Twitter has changed their policies back and forth, but it used to be just 36 characters that you had to use, and you had to make sure that things went down. But with the availability of using links, you can just post a link and get it there. It's not as optimal. It's not going to get as much attention as if you upload a video directly, but it's still in that place and you still have that option. So when you are batching your content, just like I'm pre-preparing, it just means that you're getting things queued up and ready. So one great way to do that is to do one long video, have it use some software again, I'm going to go ahead and stir this around a bit. I didn't get all my tools ready. So we're going to go ahead and stir the potatoes around. We're just browning them on all the sides. You can hear the sizzle. Some people do ask me if it's how I don't get lost talking and cooking at the same time. And the truth is I do. And I guess that's part of the draw. So, you peeking your head in? I didn't put garlic in yet. Do you smell any garlic yet?
No.
Okay. So,
Doesn't smell good yet.
Doesn't, yeah, he loves when I put the garlic in. That's when it smells good. I should also let you know I'm wearing a Pampered Chef apron because I decided that as part of this experiment, I was going to go ahead and be a Pampered Chef representative and share with you some of my favorite tools. This pan being one of them. Also, this measuring cup is another one. Right now I have liquid in here, but also if you have sticky things, you can turn it upside down like peanut butter, and then it pushes everything out. So I love that I can do multiple levels in the same thing, whether it's dry or liquid. And right now I have liquid in here. I'm going to be pouring in some cream. So back to batching marketing. When you are batching your marketing, like I said, you can start with one video like this one. You can use easy software and have this transcribed, turned into a long blog post, or you can use it as one long batch. So I have already talked to you about several things, and you could take those several things and twitch them down into little ones. And so that means that when you are ready, you can queue them up. You can't use OnlyWire for things, but you can use things, other pieces of software where you just load it up and you set the exact date that you want it to be seen. Now, there's even greater software where you can set something, and if it's called Evergreen is a type of marketing where you're teaching somebody something or you're explaining a product. You get to see my dog in the kitchen. Get out of the kitchen. Get out. You can use this software to not only batch your stuff, but if it's something that is timeless, it's another word for evergreen, and it will interest people or help people more than one occasion, then you can set that up to go back onto your feeds and be seen again and again. Great places to repeat things would be Twitter. It's not, you don't want it to be something where it happens every 5th time, but maybe every 25th time, every 50th time you have something in there. This is also great if you have a freebie where you want someone to give you their information. You've got a great product or a video or checklist that you are offering people in order to get onto your mailing list. You can set that up so that it is considered an evergreen post, and you can have it posted more than once. That means that as you're batching your content, your software will go in there and it will decide, it will post things not only once, but it will post it again, but after giving your feed room time to breathe from seeing that again and again. So that means that you created something once, you have loaded up a bunch of content for people to see. People are getting onto your email list, and if you use an autoresponder service, they are also hearing from you, and you could be skiing in the Alps while all this is happening. So that's the beauty of not only batching your marketing, but batching your content and using great software. These software products do not have to be that expensive. There are several out there. If you're already using one, I'd love for you to comment below what type of software you're using. I'm going to go ahead. These are brown on both sides. Actually, I'm going to let them, I have a couple more I have to get brown a little bit more. And then all I'm doing is I'm adding my heavy cream. I'm adding a little bit more seasoning, some Italian seasoning, the fresh garlic that he loves. And then I'm going to, since he's home, I will be putting this in the oven while my steaks are cooking in the broiler. And by the time they're done, I'll pop it out with some fresh Parmesan cheese on top, and we will have our potatoes. Thanks again for helping me with my experiment. I hope that you learned something about marketing. Remember to click subscribe. Let me know what other topics you'd like to hear about, what else you'd like to see me cook or try to cook, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.